On today's episode of the Network for Women in Business podcast, we're going to talk about how to fall in love with your business. So get ready to learn right now. So tonight is Valentine's Day, right? And you know what? I have to say that when I think of being in business almost reminds me of being in a relationship. And I want to say why. And I want to talk about, like the ups and downs, the roller coaster of being in a business, the roller coaster ride of being in your business, as well as, how it parallels to being in a relationship and how you can fall in love with your business all over again. Because I know that some people get to a point in their business where they absolutely hate it, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So we all can remember, some of us are at the point right now when you're just getting started in your business. Some of us are relaunching our businesses. Some people are starting over in their businesses. But we all know the feeling of how it felt when we were getting started, right? You were thinking of the business name, you're getting a URL, everything felt like new. And it was just so exciting because you were filled with possibilities, and the possibilities were endless. I don't know about most of you, but when I first started my business, I had, just all of these great ideas of what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. And I just dreamed and I just dreamed. And I was just floating on cloud nine because I had my dream business. I'm just like, oh my God, it's going to be so great. Everything is going to be awesome. I'm going to have all these members. It's going to be wonderful. Then I'm going to be able to take trips. I'm going to be able to do this and that and that. But, right? We all had that feeling of euphoria, right? Being like, oh, my business. And then, if you ever got business cards, you're like, my business cards, you look at them, you're like so excited. You get your logo done, you look at it, you want it on everything, you get your website designed, you're so excited. Everything is new. And it's just like being in a relationship, a new relationship. You are just in love because you're dreaming, you're thinking about the possibilities, you're thinking about where it's going to take you. You're so excited because you're going to be helping so many people. They told you if you build this, they're going to come and this and that. And then, you open your doors, you have your grand opening, you send out your emails, you do everything they tell you to do. And then all of a sudden, crickets. Right? And you feel like, oh my goodness, what is this? I did all of this work. I did all of this, and it's just not what I thought it was going to be, or not even that it was crickets. Or you thought that as soon as I fling the doors open, everybody is going to rush through the doors. And it's just going to be, I'm going to make all of these sales. I'm going to have all of these customers. I'm going to have all of these clients. And it's just like, wow, it just wasn't what I expected. Or you've had clients and, your clients got on your nerves. They were just not the people you thought they were going to be. And you ended up having, to give this one a refund and that. And you're like, oh my goodness, this is like way too much, right? How many people have felt like that before? Raise your hand. Yes. And then you're like, I can't do this. Right? It's just like in a relationship. When you start out, you have all of these rose-colored glasses. You see the person, you're just like, oh my God, that's my boyfriend. I'm so in love. Or, you're dating, you're so happy. You're like, oh, you're on cloud nine. You get gifts and it's your birthday, you celebrate. And then all of a sudden, over time, you're like, oh, the person is just, they fart, they this, and that, the reality's to sink in, right? And you're like, oh, he's a man. Oh, right. And you're like, what happened? What happened? Right? So reality hits, but you keep pushing and you keep going, right? And just like in relationships, it's the same way in business. You keep pushing and you keep going. Sometimes you assess and you make adjustments. And then, you get more new ideas, right? And then you get these ideas and you get really excited about it. And you're like, you know what? I have an idea. I'm going to host a workshop or whatever it is. And you're like, okay, I'm going to do this workshop. This is going to be the thing. And da 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 da. You get all excited all over again. So you're going up that hill on that roller coaster, right? Because you're like, yes, this is going to work. This is going to work. I know this is it. And then you do all of the work, you put the workshop together, and some people register, but it's just not that 100 people that you thought it was going to be. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, here you go, coming down the roller coaster again, because it's like, I don't know, I did everything they said I was supposed to do. I set up the Zoom, I created the flyer, I promoted the flyer, I boosted the post, I did everything that they said that I was supposed to do, and I still didn't get anybody, or I didn't get as many people as I thought. And you feel like, oh, here we go, coming down the roller coaster again. And then, you're like, oh, what am I going to do? But then you get another idea and you get excited about it. And you're like, you know what? I think this is going to be it. This is going to be the one. And you try and you get all excited again. And maybe this time you're going to create, I don't know, a product, like maybe a candle or something like that. I don't know. But you're like, oh, I'm going to launch this candle. It's going to be great. Da, 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 da. And then you do all the research. You find out all the ingredients. You get all the essential oils. You get all the wicks. You get all the containers. You're like, oh, this is going to be it. You set up your e-commerce, blah, blah, blah. And so you're excited all over again. And then you launch, and it's like, woo, you get some sales, but then it's like, oh, you go down again. So this is business, right? And it's just like relationships. It has its ups and it has its downs, and it has its ups and it has its downs. But just like in a relationship, when you're in your business, it takes you on a journey, right? And hopefully you don't end up in the same place that you started. On most roller coaster rides, you go all around the tracks and then you end up in the same place you started. But in reality, in business, all of the mountains and all of the valleys, all of the mountains and all of the valleys, they really represent life, and they represent life's lessons. Because I promise you this, if you look through all of the mountains high and all of the valleys low, I promise you, you will find some valuable lessons. That's one of the reasons why it's so important to take time out to really, sit down and look at everything, and and learn from what you've done over the years. Because I promise you, some of the things that you've probably done were great, right? Were really great. And you probably can't really recall because, sometimes when you get so low in the valley, you can't even think about the things that went well. That's why every time you launch something, or every time you get ideas and you implement and you execute on it, you have to have a session where you debrief, evaluate what you did and really see what went well. And, focus on those things that went well, because you can repeat the things that went well. A lot of times people get upset when, they may launch something and they may get 10 people. And you're like, I just got 10 people. You could never say you just got, because believe it or not, some people get nothing. Some people get nothing, right? So the fact that you convert anybody, even if it's one person, you have to be really, really excited about that. Now, the key to falling in love with your business and staying in love with your business is just, really focusing on doing those things that you really, really like. And those things that you don't like, try to outsource it to somebody else if you can. If you can. We all started our business with those great feelings of excitement and believing that we were going to, like do all of these great things. And I want you guys to know that it's still there for you. And just like, when you have your roller coasters, you have your valleys high, your mountains high, and your valleys low, right? You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. But guess what? The things that make you go up are the things that stimulate you, the things that excite you, the times when you allow yourself to be creative, when you allow yourself to dream. So I want to encourage you to allow yourself to be creative and allow yourself to dream again and think of new ideas and new ways that you could really grow a thriving business, and to take some time out to assess, when were the times or what did I do that really worked well? So that's, like one question you can consider. It's just like, when was the time and what did I do that really worked well? And I was really happy and really excited about it. And then begin to recreate that, because you can recreate those moments over and over and over again. The moments that you love in your business, you can recreate it, and you can recreate it with that same amount of energy and love and excitement that you had from the very beginning. Because believe it or not, every time you come up with a new idea, it's a new opportunity. It's a new beginning. It's almost like you're launching your business all over again. And you should get really, really excited about that. Oftentimes when I think about, the ups and downs, and, I think about what's the guy who created the light bulb, Einstein, and how he failed like 1,000 times. Well, he would not call it failure. He would just say, it took me 1,000 chances, 1,000 turns to get it right. And that's how we have to look at what we're doing. Like every day, we have a new opportunity to get it right. And what a blessing to have a new opportunity to get it right. And it's just like relationships. There's a saying that like men are like buses. When one leaves, another one is coming, right? I have like relatives of mine that, they get married, they get divorced, they get married, they get divorced, they get married, they get divorced. They don't let grass grow underneath their feet. Okay. They just move on. And I just love it, because it's like with a new relationship, it's a new opportunity to get it right. That's it. And in life, I think it was Nelson Mandela who said in life that there's no such thing as failure. You're either winning or learning. You're never losing. So, I want to encourage you and challenge you to fall in love with your business all over again, and think about, new ideas that you can, bring to mind, and new ways that you can create, new ways that you can bring in income, new opportunities. Who can you partner with? Who could you reach out to? And have fun with it. Just be open to the universe. Take some time to sit down and, just ask yourself, what have I done in the past that worked really well that I could do again? Or what could I do differently that could bring in a new stream of revenue or a new source of revenue? Or who have I not reached out to that I should reach out to? Who have I been saying that I'm going to call that I haven't called? And have fun with that and make what seemed old new again. Make what seems old new again. Because we all did this for a reason. And and believe it or not, those same feelings that you had from the beginning, in the beginning, you can recreate that. You can recreate that every single day and fall in love with your business all over again. I know that, when I get in dream mode and I get in creativity mode, that's when it's just like, oh, I get so, so excited and so happy because that's where my happy place is. And I'm sure for all of you, that's where your happy place is too. When you're thinking about the possibilities and think about your why. Why did you get started doing this? And trust me, when you think that you don't have anything else to give, you have more to give. You have more to give. We are all stronger than we could even imagine. And we have a lot inside of us. So I want to encourage you to really, make your business new again. And if that means, renaming it or launching something new or, adding something new to your business, make your business new again and fall in love with your business again. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you on the next one. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review this show, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.